everyone, I welcome you all to our channel Era DigiCloud. Hope you have already liked and subscribed our channel. If you have not done it yet, then do subscribe our channel so that you can stay tuned with such interesting videos on AWS cloud computing. So what we are going to do in this particular video lecture, in this video, we are going to do the installation of Apache HTTP server on EC2 Linux instance. So I had already recorded one video to install Apache HTTP server on Windows EC2 instance, and I had talked about Apache HTTP. I had compared Apache HTTP with Apache Tomcat, and I had also talked about other web servers too. So if you want to watch that video, then you can see that on our YouTube channel. But for now, let's talk about this particular video. So what I have done, I have prepared this README file for all of you, where I have taken all these commands which I am going to execute in my Linux terminal. I have also explained the uses, and I have also taken the each part of the command so that you can understand it better. Okay. So I will add all these things as a part of the description below this video. So now let's quickly move to the AWS Management Console to start with this demonstration. This is my AWS account. So if you have not created an account, you can do that. And this is a landing page. So I'm going to navigate to EC2 dashboard. You can search for the EC2 in the search bar, and you will be navigated to the EC2 dashboard. Okay. Now let's quickly launch an EC2 instance, and I am going to launch a Linux-based EC2 instance. So I will go to instances, and I will click on launch instances. I'm going to give a tag with the name Linux instance. In the AMI section, I am going to choose Amazon Linux, and I'm going to choose Amazon Linux 2. If you want, you can also choose Amazon Linux 2023. For this particular demonstration, I am using t2.micro as an instance type. So if you are using your free tier account, then you can complete this demo without incurring any charges in your AWS account. So for that, you can also choose t2.micro, which is free tier eligible. Key pair, for this particular demonstration, I don't need any key pair because I am going to use EC2 Instance Connect, which is providing you a browser-based interface to connect to your Linux EC2 instance. So I will say proceed without a key pair. Okay. Next, under network setting, you can either use an existing security group, which basically acts as a firewall. It decides what type of traffic is allowed to your EC2 instance. So I'm going to allow two types of rules, allow SSH from anywhere and allow HTTP traffic from the internet. Okay. Now you have to ensure that if you are going to use EC2 Instance Connect, this is one of the prerequisites that you need to allow SSH from anywhere. Okay. HTTP traffic you can either allow from anywhere, or you can also allow from your IP address. We will see that. Let me first of all launch an EC2 instance. Okay. So with all these configurations, I am going to launch an EC2 instance. Okay. The security group you can provide at the time of launching an EC2 instance, and you always have a flexibility to edit it later too. Let's click on launch instance. And we can see our instance is getting launched successfully. So we'll have to see the success message, and we can go to the instances. Now I'm going to search for the instance which is in a running state. So you can apply a filter here, and soon you will see your instance state will change from pending to running. Let's wait. You can refresh using this refresh icon, and you can see this was an instance you have created, and currently the state of this instance is running. So let's select this, go to connect. And as I told you, I am going to use this EC2 Instance Connect option. I will click on connect button, and I will see a terminal which will be opened in the browser, which will enable me to connect to my EC2 instance, which will allow me to connect to my EC2 instance. I can switch to root user by typing sudo su, okay? Because I am going to do some installations and the command which I am going to execute that needs the root privileges, okay? As I told you before, I have explained all these commands in this readme file and you are going to get access to all these commands in the description section. Let's move back and first of all, let's check the status of HTTPD. Do we have any HTTPD daemon installed on this Linux machine? So I am getting a message httpd.service could not be found. Let's install it. So for installing it, I am going to use yum as a package manager. I'll write a command yum install -y httpd and press enter. Okay. I'll wait for this installation and I can see installation is completed. I'm using an up arrow key in order to check the status now. So currently the service is there, but it is inactive. Let's start the service. So I'm going to execute a command systemctl start httpd. Okay. And now let's see the status again. This time you can see the status is active. I'm going to use one more command, and this command we are basically executing so that our services would be up and running automatically when we are going to boot up our system. It means there is no manual intervention required, okay? So now what we can see, let me go back to my dashboard and I'm going to select my Linux machine. Let me take the public IP address and let me paste it here in the browser. So currently I should see a test page which was expected, okay? Now next step, what we are going to do, let me switch my directory to var www/html, okay? And inside this directory, I am going to create an index.html file, okay? So currently I will list down the files. There is no file present here. I have executed a command ls-l. Let me create a test file. So I'm saying echo, this is a test file, and I'm appending this text in the index.html. Okay. As soon as you will do that, if you want to check the files, you can see we have index.html file present in this particular directory. And this time, if you're going to refresh your page, you can see a text. This is a test file. Okay. Now you can create an index.html file of your choice. You can add more HTML tags. Suppose if I'm going to add one more line here, let me add a tag called h2 tag. Okay. And I'm going to say this is another line. In a test file, okay? Let me press enter. If you will display the content inside this file, you can see there are two lines, okay? And if you will refresh your page, you can see these two lines here, okay? Now, one thing you have to keep in your mind, currently I have not provided index.html in my path, okay? Because this is a default file. On the other hand, if I have to access a file with any custom name, for example, I'm creating another file. Let's say this is a custom file. And I'm giving a name to this file called test.html. Okay. This time, if I have to execute this file in my path in the browser, I have to append this test.html. Okay. Then only I will be able to get access to this file. Okay. Let's explore the next thing. Initially, when I had launched my EC2 instance under security, in the security group, what I had done, I had allowed a rule, allow HTTP traffic from anywhere. Okay, let's make it secure. It means that currently, if I will provide you this IP address, even you will be able to see this test page. Okay. but let me say add it inbound rule and let's make it secure. So instead of anywhere, I am saying my IP address, okay? And let's say save rules. So this time, if I'm going to refresh this, I will be able to see this test.html file. But this time, if you are going to use this particular IP address, you will not be able to see this page. You will get a message, the site can't be reached, okay? It is because of the security group rules which we have defined here. So right now I have customized my security group rule to allow HTTP from my IP address, okay? So this is what I wanted to explain you as a part of this particular video. You can get access to all the commands I have executed from this documentation. Okay. So if you want to watch such interesting videos, stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much for now. Take care and looking forward to see you as a part of our next video lecture. Bye-bye and take care.